Today is the day after my last video. Every time I do this, I use headphones, but the audio didn't work, so I'm gonna have to just talk straight to um but yeah, I'm wearing this. Okay. So I still have stuff on my list that I need to go over with you. So, but yeah, I might make an entire separate video going over playlists, but I also have to go over my most streamed songs from 2022, because I feel like that's also really important. But yeah, I do have stuff on the list. The last thing I said was people that raise their voice an octave when talking to a man, and I call it the Michael Jackson voice. I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said. Okay, I just don't understand why you would raise your voice an octave when you're talking to anybody, and what would possess you, and what series of thoughts could you have to possess you to make your voice higher pitched when talking to anybody? Because at the end of the day, like, usually that person saw how you were talking to somebody else and you didn't do that, and then you decided to raise your voice an octave when talking to the next person, and it's just like, no, like, I saw how you was talking before. But okay, so that's the last. Okay, the next thing I wanted to address is the next sentence I wrote down is, aren't you gay? By this, I think what I meant by this is sometimes, like, when you're around, like, literally terrifying, like, oh my god, you know how, like, you're hanging out with somebody that's a man, and they always have to talk about, like, what they don't like, or they always have to talk about what they don't like, or what they're not attracted to, or whatever, and it's just like, okay, I didn't even ask you. And also, why are you focusing so much on what you dislike or what you're not attracted to, right? So that's always my first question. But then sometimes okay, so this is another scenario. You're hanging out with a man, and this man always has to, let random niggas, excuse that word, but I just have to use it. Random niggas know that he's not attracted to them, as if it was relevant. Okay. So when men act like this, it's just like, what are you doing? Like, who is going after you, first of all? But it's always really intense, and that's why I wrote down the word, aren't you gay? Because usually niggas already know that they are. And then I wrote down, what you need to do is wash your legs. I think that was just a rebuttal or something. And then the next sentence I wrote down is, making playlists is a serious craft. And this is just True. Okay, making playlists is a serious craft because every time you discover something new, you should just make a playlist. I don't even know. It is very serious. Even the sequence, the choice of album. You can even choose the picture for the cover of it. Like, oh my god, all of this is irrelevant. The next thing I wrote down is, okay, this is also going to be irrelevant, but I wrote down same-sex girl couples in parentheses vibes. Okay, so this is a rant that I had in my head previously, but this sentence just means, like, obviously, like, women are infantilized, and then most people, feminine, are infantilized, and also white women are infantilized. So when in a situation, in a same-sex girl couple situation, the entire relationship is infantilized and is treated as if there can't be any like rape, or I don't even know, like abuse, stuff like that. It is treated like those things wouldn't exist in a same-sex girl couple. So I feel like sometimes bad people get into that situation so that their relationship can be infantilized. Okay. The next thing I wrote down is mommy and other themes. I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna circle back to it later. The next thing I wrote down is narration in film. I think, okay, so I wrote this down because narration in film, in movies and television, like, irritates me. But sometimes it's done well enough, but like I feel like narration is always so unnecessary, because literally half the time it's just somebody narrating what is already being shown on screen. So you didn't have to say that. Usually it's not like so like audio fulfilling. What do I mean by that? Or like audio, like, or audibly, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like it's not like such good quality narration. Okay? And also, like, so basically I wrote that down because I was watching the first episode of Euphoria season 1, episode 1, and it was Rue's episode, and Rue was narrating, and sometimes like the older Rue would narrate something that's happening to the younger Rue, but like it's already happening on screen, so there was no point in her saying it. And if that was done ironically, it didn't like really come across that way. But what I'm trying to say is, I just don't understand the point of narration sometimes. The only time that I like narration is when it's not even narration, and when there's one scene of a character monologuing, and then that audio carries over into another scene and it's narrating something else that a character is doing. But I don't like the omniscient narrator, the all-knowing narrator. But I like when another character is narrating something else that another character is doing, because that is really good storytelling, in my opinion. The next thing I wrote down is the word narcissism, but I don't know what I wanted to say about that. The next thing is the next complaint. Okay. The next thing I don't want to see. Oh my god. This actually doesn't matter. Women that say they look or act like a child and they don't. And yeah. So basically, just any woman that makes a comment about how she looks like a child and she doesn't. So it's just like, what are you even talking about? Or when they say they act like one and they don't. So it's just like, I can't tell if they're like degrading themselves to be funny, but either way, they usually don't look or act like one. So I don't really know like what the purpose of that was. But I've literally only seen women say this about themselves. So I just wanted to say that that is annoying because usually you look older than you think, actually. So shut up. You actually, okay, so what, you're 25? Well, just add 5 years. That's actually what you give. So there is no point in you saying that you look or act like a child because nobody has ever told you that. Do you know what I mean? And if ever I hear somebody infantilizing themselves, I just get the immediate ick because I like, at the end of the day, why don't you have a job? I just don't even get like what you're trying to accomplish even. The next sentence I wrote down is the word bastard is too funny. Which honestly, like, I don't know if I hear that word. I don't know if I hear that word enough. Like, yeah, I don't know if I hear that swear word utilized. But that's honestly such a nerd swear word. But this is one of those times where that being a nerd is like positive. Okay. Okay, the next sentence I wrote down is people that want men but can't get them are dangerous. So basically, I'm just saying incels, but incels that are attracted to men. And I think incels that are attracted to men are dangerous, in my opinion, because I just feel like there's so many, I don't even know, like, I just don't understand like what could be so wrong with you that like you would want a man so bad and can't get one. Because I don't even know, like, I just don't understand how you could be that much of a red flag to a red flag. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I should make a whole separate video discussing my top 20, like my most streamed songs from last year, which is 2022. I don't know if I should get into that in this video. Do you know what I mean? Because then I'll have to explain like every, yeah, I think I'm gonna make that an entire separate video. Oh yeah, but something else that I wanted to say to end off the video is that I've been hearing like the word sassy man being used a lot, but I'm actually not hearing it in real life. I just hear it on the internet. But I think something that you need to realize is that men have actually always been sassy, and it's not like new. I think that y'all haven't hung out with enough men in your life, or maybe you don't have a dad or relatives that are men, but they are probably the only, everything that they say is sassy. Like, I just don't even understand why y'all think that that's new, and that's new. Like, I don't know, like maybe y'all like never spoke to men, but never spoke to the men that you messed with, but you only spoke to men that you were platonic with, which probably weren't even into girls 9 times out of 10. So then you assumed that men that weren't into girls were sassy, but they just all are. I don't know why you would make that generalization about a certain type of man when they literally are all like dying to argue with people and like are usually sassy. Like, I just don't even understand how like you could think that's, well, for one, a minority, and for two, like a new thing. Like, in my opinion, I just feel like that just has always been how it is, and they're dying to be sassy because when they hang around other, well, actually, I don't actually know. Maybe when they hang out with other men, they're not sassy. But then, do you know what I mean? I don't even know. Like, you knew what they were when you met them. I just don't even understand, like, because usually they do something sassy, but like, y'all just be like finding a reason to like not perceive, like deconstruct it and perceive it a different way when that is what it is, obviously. I don't even, it's just that we're just now using that word to describe it, but it has always been that, you know? Yeah. I mean, what else? And the next couple videos I'm gonna have to make a video about the music, and then I have to make a video for friend requirements, because I have to discuss like friend requirements and everything.